you're Bizzy Bone, the legend from Bone Thugs and Harmony. Please let them know who you were before Bizzy Bone. And then how did you become Bizzy Bone?
Well, before Bizzy Bone, I was always, as a kid, I was stuck with monumental things that happened in my life, kind of tragic. Music was always an escape. I didn't really have too many elders that I could really count on for a specific amount of time. I had a 2-3 year stint with my mom. I was kidnapped after that for 2 years. John Walsh helped lead the charge in finding me, a few psychics and so on and so forth. And then after that, I was in foster homes running around. So I met Bone about 14 years old. I'd moved down to Cleveland because I had some sisters. They were older there, so you want to cling on to family, you know how that is. And so I get down there, and I was selling dope. Was actually selling dope in a dope house, and I met Layzie Bone. And from that day on, first I became Wishbone. And, we went through our Bone Thugz story. Look out for the movie. But, we went through our thing. And from about 14, 15 years old up until this very, very day, we've been friends, comrades, business associates. But that's who I was before Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right.
A young man, growing, with that same story that everybody else has, Lobel. Everybody has something that happened within them to make them themselves,
Right. How did you get the name Bizzy Bone?
I was Wishbone first, like I was telling you, and just my mind wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop being erratic about everything. Like, when I would say something or when I felt something was good, a chorus line or something, and my mind kept working. So Layzie was like, you should be Bizzy Bone. I should be Layzie Bone. It rhymes with Crazy Bone because I speak slowly.
Right. What's so funny? It's a blessing interviewing you. I'm gonna interview a bunch of the other guys, but working with you guys over 20 years, all your names fit. Yes, because you know what? You're all over the place, so you are busy. Lazy's definitely lazy. Crazy's nuts. Like, he's crazy, but he's quiet. You gotta watch him. Flesh is flesh, and wish is wish. So those names were perfect, and that's all Godspeed that put that in the thing. Did you ever think that you'd be a rapper, and even a legend now, and selling all the records you sold and making history? Did you ever think, growing up?
The dream was just to be a musician. It was never a competition at first because I didn't start off as a hip-hop artist per se. I started off singing and getting into my voice and slow songs. This is before hip-hop was alive. This is before anyone heard, my brothers, the hip hop.
Yeah, Sugar Hill Gang.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Melly Melanin, right? Yeah. So it was before then. So, yeah, it's just a different train of thought. I never really thought I was going to be famous or number one or in a legendary group, but I knew how to carry a harmony and a tune to the point to where other people were like, hey, you can sing, huh? And then, it just goes from there and so on. And then dancing and break dancing and all of that cool stuff, pop lock, so.
Your 3 favorite rappers of all time?
Pac, Biggie, and Eazy.
Wow.
You got to go with your legends. I go with Biggie because of the East Coast, and he exemplified what being East Coast was to me. Of course, Rakim laid the pavement, but he was good with getting the money and making sure people knew it was about paper. Of course, Pac, worldwide, prophetic, meant to be a covenant with the earth, a covenant with this story. And of course, Eazy E, the original hood brother to go in the hood and put his hood money into rap, and also put my best friends in a position to feed their children and their children's children for the rest of their life. So those are my favorite rappers, even though Eazy wasn't no rapper, but
Right.
Whatever.
Wow. And how does it feel to record? You recorded with all 3 of them. Like, that's people's fantasies and dreams. How does it feel to record with 3 legends who are gone now, rest in peace, but legends, talented people? How does that feel?
It would have been good to have a tad notch of deja vu in pocket at those moments. Those are the only things that I can really say about it, because you don't really know. We knew Pac was getting into trouble, but he was like the Teflon Don. He was able to get shot and he'll come back. He was invincible to us. And the same thing, Biggie took us by surprise, as well as Eazy earlier on. So it was like, you know, some of the things that you would want to say. And I said some of the things to Eazy E, you know. I even mentioned to him one time, like, damn, don't you strap up with all the girls that you mess with, you know, and so on and so forth. So I have my moments to where it's like, well, I did say something, but, you know, it's so monumental that I would have done a lot of things different, you know, if I would have had some deja vu and knew last time I want to see you. I mean, the first time I met Biggie was the last time I seen Eazy.
Wow.
Like I seen Biggie in the tunnel, remember?
Yeah.
You were there. And you were there, remember? He didn't have his coat on and Eazy was on that. So, you know, that's the first time I met Biggie Smalls, you know what I mean? And that's the last time I seen Eazy, you know?
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
That was the first day I met you. That was the first time I met you guys. You guys were like 16, 17 years old.
Grumblatt was around, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And our relative.
I took you guys to the tunnel. I took you guys to the legendary tunnel. So, but how does it feel to record with them? Like, you got like one of the best verses on all those songs. Like, it's crazy.
I hate to point anything out, and I was trying to avoid the question. I was trying to dodge it, but I only had the opportunity to see Tupac perform and to see his work ethic. Eazy E would turn out all the lights in the studio, and we never got the opportunity to watch Biggie Smalls in action.
Until you didn't get to see him record.
You remember you were there.
He didn't record. I put that thing together. He did not record Bone and Biggie. He waited.
But the vibe, you remember I was all Hennessy'd out. You know, my little brother come in there with a Tupac shirt on. I'm like, get your crazy self out, may he rest.
Yeah, rest.
You know what I mean? We didn't, you know, he didn't know. He didn't know Biggie was gonna be there. But, you know, just that whole scene and that whole moment, and as cool as Biggie was, even when he seen the Tupac t-shirt, you could tell in his whole demeanor that he didn't have nothing to do with that.
Right.
I could see him looking like, well, I didn't do anything, so why should I be upset?
Right.
Why should I feed off into it? So it ain't as if whatever vendetta may have happened to him was for any inside thing from him. He didn't even eat off that I might have did it type vibe.
Right.
That wasn't even his food.
Your verses were amazing, and it's a blessing that you recorded with them.